Good day, fellow intellects, and welcome to another episode of the Intellect Inn. I'm your host, the Navigator. With me today, we have the Keymaster. Also, joining us is our special guest, Rocket Scholar. In today's podcast, we'll be covering major hotspots around the globe. Viewer discretion is highly advised. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please leave a comment below.
All right, guys, let's get into what's going on in Mexico. First, remember viewer discretion is seriously advised.
This is our global conflict tracker, thanks to, in part, of the Center for Prevention and Action. If you'll notice, there's a lot of conflicts going on. We are not going to be covering all of these. If you'd like to know more about the Africa conflicts, please check our other videos from the other week.
It's a great video, guys, for real. Check it out. It'll give you a lot of information on what's going on in Africa.
As allegedly right now, these are having limited impacts on the US. Check out our other video. You'll hear otherwise.
Allegedly. Okay, guys, we're going to be just covering critical and significant, so let's get this going. We'll start off on criminal violence in Mexico. Do you want to start with a video of the violence, Navigator, or do you want to go into the article first?
Throw up the article and we'll toss the video.
Okay.
As we covered in one of our previous videos, we were talking about the migrants coming over through the open border into the United States. What isn't being covered over there, and what we're going to cover today, is that the drugs in the cartel are flowing into the American border. They're flowing through all over the continental United States. They are taking over local drug rings, claiming it for themselves. And that's just what's going on in the US. In Mexico, the cartels are in constant battle with their own police force, with their own federales, and it's only been increasingly problematic with the election of their new president. For the first time, they now have a female president. Can you go ahead and pull up a picture of her? All right, go ahead and pull up a picture of Mexico's president. This is Mexico's first female president giving a speech. In God's name, why do you not even have the Mexican flag standing next to her?
I don't know. It's just LGBTQ stuff. Feminism.
Which is wild.
It is
because
Pride
they're
Month.
highly against that.
Yeah.
They put one up and the people take them down.
I'm pretty sure Mexico is a Christian country, correct?
Yes.
Like
highly Christian country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rocket Scholar, do you have an opinion on this at all?
I think it's crazy that they don't have like a Mexican flag in the background, like you guys said.
Yeah, I agree. That's insanity. Sounds like a looks like a cute coup to me, guys. Sorry, but it does, and it definitely is, in my opinion. 100%.
You know, honestly, most of that you can skip straight down. We've covered the drugs that are going through there. We've covered the civil rights sections that are going through there. The recent developments are what's wild. The cartels, right there, they've consolidated and expanded their control, not only within Mexico, but within the United States. They are the #1 exporter of hard drugs coming over the border, including fentanyl.
Fentanyl's killing everybody, dude. It's horrible.
It's getting mixed into everything and causing massive problems across the board.
That's, yeah. You know what? I'm going to use a personal thing here. Just so everybody knows, my father has had a drug problem for a very long time. He just went to his doctor's appointment because he had open heart surgery and had a lot of problems after getting the vaccine. Not talking about that, but that's what happened. His doctor, after failing a drug test, literally gave him a drug testing kit to test his drugs for fentanyl because that is how bad it is getting.
That's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
They literally gave him a kit to test his own drugs to make sure that there's not fentanyl in it. And he doesn't even do like heroin or anything. He's a cokehead. Not trying to put him on blast. He's a very good guy. He just has an issue.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they've been lacing with fentanyl left and right is cocaine, which is the #1 exporter of the cartel's drugs.
Yeah. So
not to mention the increased amount of kidnappings, killings, targeting of journalists. Like
I heard that
Mexico,
they all. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You can go.
I heard that they also have been like putting fentanyl in like candy.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
sometimes it'll be in like Reese's and stuff like that, or like Hershey's, and they'll just like and like
Yo,
some kids like during Halloween will just
Dude,
like get a whole bunch of fentanyl.
they were putting them in lollipops.
I did not hear about that. That's actually crazy to hear because Reese's is my favorite candy. I will fist fight a motherfucker over putting some fentanyl on my Reese's Pieces. Stay out my candy,
Yeah,
bro.
don't those are sacrilege candy. Stop fucking with them.
Yeah, that's my shit. Like, what are you doing, bro? I ain't a drug addict. Don't be putting no fat in my Reese's. That's insane, dude. Like, candy's not even safe in America right now, and you're gonna tell me the border isn't a problem? Holy shit, guys. Oh my, wow, dude.
I believe we also have some videos to show our viewers
Oh yeah.
about the increased amount of violence that's going on over there.
Wait till you see this.
Protesters going on.
You guys,
Wonder what
that's
caused these fires.
yeah, them. You
No,
guys
no,
are
no. We
burning it
understand.
down.
Oh, look at that. Molotov cocktails. Yo, this shit's wild. Have you
This
had a
is
chance to
bad.
take a look at this yet, Scholar?
No, this is the first time I'm seeing it. That's insane.
Oh, it gets worse. Just watch, dude. It gets crazy. They're
This was
throwing rocks.
the Israeli protests with the Muslims going on in Mexico. This is so for those of you who may not
There goes
understand what's
look at
written
that
on the
guy.
screen,
Still.
Molotov. This is a protest in front of the embassy of Israel in Mexico.
That is crazy. They're burning down the cities. It's like America all over again, guys. It's not just in America. It's reaching all over.
Go ahead and pull up the conflict map again.
Okay, conflict map.
The next area we're going to take a look at. We would go over Haiti, but I'm pretty sure we covered that pretty well in our last video.
Yeah, check that video out too, guys. It's got a lot of information. Also, look at the comments. Some people commented some really good stuff about some crazy information that we didn't even know about, really. So definitely check out the comments.
Yeah, if you are interested in us covering all of the other conflicts, please leave us a comment below. We will make another video for it. Before we move over to Iran, I just need to give a huge shout out to another YouTube channel, The Enforcer. Go ahead and scroll over that top section right over there where you were by Ukraine, sir.
Over here?
Yeah, you just got to hover over it. The war in Ukraine, The Enforcer, another wonderful YouTube channel. They're doing a phenomenal job in covering what is going on with the war in Ukraine. We're not going to be covering that on our channel. We don't want to take much from them. We want to give a huge shout out and support them in that side of it.
Their link will be in the description below, guys. They cover news daily of what's going on in Ukraine, like literally every day. Major, not, yeah, but they're on their stuff. They go live almost every day except for Mondays. They are on top of Ukraine. Definitely check out The Enforcer, guys. We watch it. It's an amazing channel. Like I said, link in description below. Also, Enforcer, what's up, man? If you check out the video, you're the GOAT.
No, don't forget Enforcer Matt. Can't forget both of those guys. They do a phenomenal job.
They definitely do. They are very, very on top of what they cover. How they get that much information is mind-blowing.
Immense amount of research.
Yeah, yes.
Our next section we're going to be covering is going to be Iran. Also, not to detract that from us, we're not going to be covering Israel as well. That seems to be pretty well covered for most people. If you would like us to have our own section dedicated to it, please let us know in the comments below, and we will absolutely make a dedicated version of what is going on in that conflict.
All right, do you want to start with the video of Iran or the photo and stuff?
Absolutely. We should start with that video of Iran.
Okay, guys, let's check this out.
Because once again, I don't know how they're pulling this off. They have managed to shoot down a Reaper drone.
Yeah, I don't understand either, because Reaper drone's like top of the line. This is crazy.
Look at the equipment that they have. They are bare bones equipment running with AK-47s.
There it is on the ground, guys. They shot that down. This is wild.
And for those of you who don't know, that is a Toyota Hilux in that picture. That is the reference size of the front end of a Toyota Hilux compared to the size of a Reaper drone.
Yeah, they're big. They are very big, and they are very technologically advanced. How they shot that down literally blows my mind.
I mean, the Reaper drone isn't just the issue. The U.S. Navy is battling missile after missile after missile of the Houthis and Hamas, launching them at our ships.
How we haven't claimed war on them is crazy, in my opinion.
Well,
But
pretty sure that might be on the horizon.
oh, definitely. You want to get into the article now?
Yeah. Rocket Scholar, any thoughts on those sections before we hop into the article?
I was just wondering, like, do we know why they shot that down?
Because it belongs to the United States.
Oh, so they're just trying to like damage us in any way they can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is why they're sending missile after missile into the Yemeni Strait? I'm gonna go pull out. I
I
don't like to
believe
just.
it is, right? But yeah, definitely pull that up and check that to verify for the viewers. Which that's crazy though that they shot that down. Look at that, guys. Absolutely look at that. I wish there was
It's
a
in the
video.
Red Sea,
That is crazy.
and apologize for being quiet.
Also, something I noticed in the video, right? Is it almost looks like they're like disassembling it a little bit, but you can see the bullet hole there, guys. Whatever shot it. But in the photo, it doesn't
no,
show the
between,
back ripped
the
off.
Gulf- it's in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Essentially, the Arabian Sea. That's really what it is. The
Yeah.
Arabian Sea. You know, the U.S. and NATO have sent. Let me backtrack that a bit. The IAEA, the International Atomic Agency, energy agency. Sorry, you're moving out way too fast before I could catch that. The International Atomic Energy Agency has sent inspectors out to Iran, and they just keep turning them away. They're not allowing them access to certain pieces. The UN Security Council has tried to send stuff out there. They say the Yemenis people say they're going to let them in, and that doesn't happen.
No, they're just saying it to say it. They're not going to let him in.
And then to add insult to injury, they're launching missiles into Israel.
Yeah, it's becoming a whole ordeal. But I
Well,
would imagine. Continue.
if they're
Sorry.
shooting down like our planes and stuff, shouldn't we just have like authority then to just like be able to go in and just take care of business? And we
Now
don't even need their permission.
that's where it
That
gets
would
tricky.
require.
But that gets tricky because Iran is like right in with China and Russia and stuff. Like, so you start war with them, and they
that's
will be
true.
backed by them.
That also requires a declaration of war by Congress.
That's yeah, and they're not. I don't think they'll pass that.
That's
to be
not-
honest.
And that's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
At least not right now.
I would also imagine that tensions are heating up with Iran and stuff because of international sanctions.
Yes.
The compounding
And then-
effects.
Russia and China are also bolstering their support for the Yemenis government.
You guys, which also ties into BRICS, guys, which is another video we covered. You should go check out. It's very informative, and the ending of that video will absolutely blow your mind, and that's a promise. It will literally make your skin crawl. If you're an American or any part of NATO, you will be very afraid.
And one thing to add too, it's not just that pieces of what's going on. The Houthi rebels and the Saudi coalition are still constantly attacking each other. This has been an ongoing conflict for quite some time, and now it's beginning to spill over borders. Anytime conflicts like that start spilling over into borders, it becomes problematic for everybody across the globe. If I'm not mistaken, they also, which blew my mind, Iran also shot a Chinese shipping ship, like a container ship, which confused me a little bit. If they're supposed to be tied together and working together, why?
Could that mean that like maybe they're not tied together, or do you think that was like an accident, or they just like thought it was like American or something? They shot it down and it turned out to be like Chinese.
To be honest, it could have just been a cover up to make it look like they're not joining packs to keep it on the low.
That's true as well. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
My take on that, it's missiles being missiles.
Just striking whatever.
Yeah, I just want to strike something. It's there. I'm gonna blow it up.
Testing our own stuff.
You know, it also could have been a request upon China to have them shoot at the ship to see the structural durability of the ship.
That could definitely be a thing here.
Yeah,
we
that
want
makes-
to test our ship. You strike
That makes
us,
more
test it.
sense. That makes a lot more sense than them just like wanting to shoot a missile because they can. Because if they're shooting at China, I feel like China wouldn't be too happy about that if China didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, I definitely think that would have struck up a lot of stuff. Another big thing, Navigator, that I want to bring up is Iran continuing to develop ballistic missiles, which violates the UN Resolution 2231.
Yep.
Like, that's big.
Well, yeah, Russia and Iran are in cahoots together in develop. Like, as a matter of fact, talk about hypersonic missiles. Do you know that the U.S. still doesn't have their own hypersonic missile, and it's not slated to be created until 2025?
To be honest, though, yeah, that sucks, but our technology, military technology, blows everybody else out of the water. Maybe not hypersonic missiles, but do we really even need them? Look at our Air Force. and
Finding a way to
Navy.
stop them would be good.
That absolutely, and you can't test them without having them, guys. You literally cannot test them without having them. But that could also like lead into like all these countries attacking Israel. How do we know that we're not using that to test defense systems? Because I know ours is not that amazing.
I know that they're using the Ukrainian conflict to test out a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they are. That's what I'm saying. How do we know it's not the same thing?
Could very well be.
That's what I'm saying. It's getting bad. Anything else you want to cover in this?
Not particularly. There's just
Okay.
aside from nuclear scientists being killed, and it speaks for itself. Missiles getting shot, NATO countries being hit, civilian ships getting hit, the collusion with Russia and Iran and them, the Houthis and the rebels attacking each other with the Kurds. It's an ongoing battle that's been I believe started in 2014 and is still persisting and is now spilling over into other countries.
That's how it's going to go, though. That's how usually how it goes. It starts somewheres and then it spreads like a wildfire.
We're going to move on to North Korea.
Okay, you want to start with an article or the video?
Let's start with the article.
Okay.
The North Korean crisis has also been an ongoing thorn in the side of multiple nations. Between their launching of quote-unquote satellites, them launching missiles towards Japan, and as of, if I'm not mistaken, today, their leader has signed an agreement with Russia.
Yeah. Do I pull up the video now?
Yeah, I also saw that. That's what I was going to talk about. Was how he was like North Korea has been meeting with Russia recently.
Yeah, they just signed a pact today.
That's the pact that his sister just brought over to him.
Do we know what's in the pact? I didn't know they signed anything. I just know that they were meeting and talking. What did they agree on?
Bilateral coordination and protection, if I'm not mistaken.
Double check that. If it's even fully been released yet, or will.
That's true.
So
We might not
the
ever know
exact
what's in it.
partnership is they've signed a quote-unquote partnership deal, but it's the wording inside there is a mutual defense pact.
Okay, so like a military alliance, basically, is what they signed.
Basically, Russia will come to the aid of North Korea should North Korea be attacked by anyone,
And
vice versa.
Yeah.
So it kind of sounds like they're gearing up for like World War III almost.
They are. Dude, they just... Russia
the-
just had a nuclear submarine that you could see from Miami, off the coast of Miami. You could literally see it.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard Russia was I didn't know about Miami, but I heard they were sending a whole bunch of like ships to like Cuba.
So
And like the US Navy had to come out and like put an end to it, or try to at least.
what they sent to Cuba was a nuclear submarine that's nuclear capable, a logistics ship, a frigate, and I believe a destroyer.
They also brought a tugboat. Shows how much they trust their navy.
Yeah.
Shows how
No
much they
surprise
trust their
there.
boats. Yeah, they did. They sent a tugboat. I seen that and giggled.
And the U.S. military ended up sending a couple of AWACS planes to monitor them from above. And Russia ended up sending its nuclear submarine up the coast of Florida, where it could be seen off the coast of Miami. And I believe it went all the way as far north. It may have gone further north than Vero Beach, but that is about as far north as from the articles that I had seen.
See, they're
Did
lucky I
do we
don't live
know if
there.
the
I would
yeah,
have
do we
shot at
know
that fucker.
if the military like ever dealt with that, or is it still just like around near Miami in the water?
So the Russians sent it out to Cuba for a training drill, quote unquote training drill.
Hey, they did the same thing
And
before they attacked, what is it, Ukraine?
yeah. And the U.S. Navy did send some ships out there for observation, which isn't that hard because we literally have a naval base in the Florida Keys.
Yeah,
There's a naval base in Key West.
I think they did it just to rise tensions and show them that, we're not going to back down to your bullshit, basically. We're here too, and we're not scared.
And moving on. Oh, maybe not. Go ahead.
I didn't know about this. I knew about the 29,000 troops deployed in the Korean Peninsula. I didn't know it was that many, but I know we had some there. In addition to the U.S. troops, many of South Korea's 630,000 troops and North Korea's 1.2 million. North Korea has 1.2 million troops are stationed
Yes.
near the
Yep.
the
Uh-huh.
DMZ, making
And
it
if
one
I'm
of the
not
most
mistaken,
heavily armed borders in the world. I knew that
today,
they went crazy, but I didn't know that they had that big of a military.
and if I'm not mistaken, either within the last couple of weeks, if not within the last week/days, there were South Korean troops that were very, very close to the demilitarized zone, and North Korea opened fire.
Yeah. North Korea is about it. We know that. Everybody says that they're all talk, but they are not here to back down. You know what?
Yeah.
This also, what makes me nervous about this also, them signing the pact is Russia said out loud, blatantly, that, hey, if you're going to start to arm people that are in wars with us, we're going to start to arm people with our military tech too. So how do we know that they didn't sign the pact and they're like, here's our hypersonic missiles, make your own, or stuff like that? Like, that's scary.
Yeah, and those missiles can absolutely hit Japan.
It's
Was
heating
it
up,
North
guys.
Korea was it North Korea also trying to make missiles, or maybe they already have, but they can also like reach the United States?
Yes, they do have some ICBMs that can reach the west coast of the United States.
Yeah, that's super scary.
Allegedly.
They definitely do now if they're in with China. With Russia, and Russia's doing that stuff, that means they're also in with China too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah, because Russia's already in with China. So if North Korea is now in with Russia, they're also in with China.
you guys also have to remember that we do not know the exact scale of North Korea's uranium enrichment program. It remains uncertain.
No, but that defense pact with Russia might increase their ability and capability of making them.
Oh, it 100% is. What I think they're trying to get everybody as nuclear armed and missile armed as ready for World War III as possible, because tensions are rising and it does look like it's going to be a lot of people versus a lot of people. It's going to be huge. It's going to be crazy.
And just to throw in a detail in here that we haven't covered and that we don't have an article for, but Turkey has stated that they do not want to support the certain engagements that are going on in Ukraine, and which is pushing Turkey closer and closer to ties with Russia, which, mind you, Turkey supplies 1.3 million troops to the NATO coalition.
That's a lot of people.
Just wanted to throw that detail out there.
Also, you guys, North Korea has also claimed it's developed a hydrogen or thermonuclear bomb, which definitely means it's advancing in its nuclear program. And it's going to skyrocket now with being in a pact with Russia, because Russia and China, it looks like, are trying to build a super pact against America and its allies.
Don't we have like a pact around the world though, where like all countries pretty much agree not to use nuclear bombs, because otherwise they'll just blow up the whole world and then like we'll just all die.
Yeah, but
Not anymore.
Like no one will win the war if we all die. There's no point.
That pact
It's
has
like
been
suicide.
reneged. It's gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
That pact is no longer in effect.
You also have to
Well, see-
remember, just because you sign something doesn't mean it's going to work like that. People
That's
will.
true.
Somebody's going to nuke before they lose. Let's be
Yeah,
serious.
but that just doesn't make sense to me, because like if one side were to nuke, then the other side's going to retaliate with nukes, and next thing you know, the whole world is just gone. Like everything's going to look like Japan when they got nuked. The whole world is, and there's going to be no humans left.
That's not true. Look at all the underground bases every military and president has, like nuclear bunkers and stuff like that. They'll survive. We will die. Leadership and important people will survive. Why do you think
that's true?
Why do you
I was
think
thinking
Mark
from like the perspective
Zuckerberg
of like the average person. Yeah.
Why do you think Mark Zuckerberg and all them are building nuclear right after the fire in Hawaii? He bought a bunch of land and is building a massive nuclear bunker under a house there. Fun fact.
In another channel that I follow, which is more of a preparedness channel, they've had some special guests hop on, and one of them was a person who specializes in building these bunkers, and what he was saying was shocking. The quantity of requests that his company has gotten has quintupled over the last couple of years.
I bet it has. Look at the tensions growing up. People with money aren't going to sit.
Did he
and
talk
wait.
about like how expensive it is to get a bunker like that? I assume it's pretty expensive. Like only the elite can really afford that.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to be at least a multi-millionaire. At least.
Yeah, those things are extremely expensive, and it is high-priced people who are purchasing them and having them custom built.
Yeah. You also have to remember, guys, these elites have more inside stuff than we know. So,
we're just looking at the data points and trying to bring it to the surface so that you are aware it's not just a conflict in Ukraine. It's not just a little tiny conflict in Haiti. It's not just the cartel in Mexico. It's not just a single couple of ships getting hit by Houthis. It is an increasingly global tension with little hotspots all over the place, all interconnected, and two sides are very quickly being drawn.
Yeah, it's getting very, very bad.
And as we're talking about these lines being drawn, we're going to start moving more to the east, where we start getting into China.
Where is the Myanmar? I'm not seeing it.
The reason it wasn't showing it's because it's currently not listed as being extremely impactful to the United States. But this is yet another hotspot going on. This country, Myanmar, was also one of the countries we mentioned in our Haiti video as sending some of their police force to assist the Haitian police force.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the article or straight to the video with this?
Nah, just go straight to this is
right.
a video of extreme viewer discretion advised.
Yeah.
What is going on there is absolutely insane, and nobody's talking about what's going on.
That's why we're here.
And this video is brought to you by the Young Force, a group of young. I'm not even quite sure how to call their populace.
Let's hear all the gunshots. Holy.
This is a very intense battle that was going on between rebels and the junta forces. You got these guys over here with, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a couple of AK-47. I thought I saw an M16 somewhere over there. These guys are straight up wearing flip-flops.
They're about it.
I'm having a hard time kind of seeing what's going on in this video.
That's
Are you guys
because they're
able to
being
see?
shot at and shooting.
Yeah, the video is moving because they are in a full-on battle right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're in a
Like,
skirmish.
literally.
There's like 6 or 7 of them being shot at from some people across that way by that on the other side of that fence in those wooded areas. Was that an M4? Yeah, I saw 2 M4s, an AK-47. You'll notice the video goes extremely blurry, and that is because there are bodies piled everywhere.
Yeah, there's body right there. Viewer discretion is
And right now
advised.
they're stripping the body for ammo, for any supplies it has. Like it is a straight up conflict zone. I think that was an M14.
There's a body.
If I'm
out,
wrong
guys.
in any of my descriptions, please let me know in the comments below.
Look at the gunfire, though. Listen to it. That's straight up war, guys. Wow.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, yes, that's insane. And that's one of the many videos we found of what's going on.
The other ones were just a little bit too graphic for us to want to bring to y'all's attention.
Yeah.
But understand, like, it's another global hotspot, another conflict zone.
Do we want to cover anything on this, or do we want to... This is also, by the way, tensions between Buddhist and Muslim communities.
A lot of what was in this specific article is a bit outdated from what's going on. They haven't really mentioned anything that is up and recent. But do know that this has been an ongoing thing since 2017. And it's only been escalating from there. And now it's reached a full-blown civil war.
Well, dude, I found that photo. The kid looks 16 years old holding an RPG.
Yeah.
Literally, he was like 16 holding an RPG.
Yeah, he's part of the Young Forces, which is one of their battle groups.
Yeah, crazy. Now we are covering...
And we are going to skip over the Indian and Pakistani battles. Yes, it's a significant impact to the United States, but at the same time, this has been going on for so long. And nothing has been improved. Nothing is escalating. It has just been, it goes with the saying, it is what it is. It's just a constant conflict with them.
Yeah.
Their people are constantly being impacted by this, and there's really no end in sight for them, which is truly unfortunate.
So where do we go now?
Let's move down to the South China Sea. The poor Philippines, man.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
So, in
Rocket
recent
Scholar,
news-
hang on, Rocket Scholar. I have a question for you. Did you know that this many conflicts were going around the world? And if you did or didn't, what's your opinion on everything that's going on?
I did not. I only know about kind of more like the like I'd say like bigger conflicts are the ones that like the news cover the most, which would be like Russia and Ukraine, and then also the like the Palestine, Hamas, Israel one. I did not know about any of these other conflicts that you guys are covering.
That is the precise reason why, one, we wanted to introduce you to our channel and have you come in as a special guest, as well as why we wanted to bring this to light to everyone. The mainstream media is only covering very small amounts of what is actually going on. And what is actually going on is far bigger, far more intricate and complicated than anyone can imagine right now. We're only covering the conflicts portion of this. That's not to say that there isn't the international trade that's being impacted by this, the logistical pieces that are being impacted by this. Like, where are all of them getting their arms from? Where are they replenishing their arms from? Now you have all these intricate pacts and intricate alliances, some of them even unspoken, and now it's spanning worldwide.
Yeah,
But as of right now, most of these are small hotspots that are now escalating very slowly coming into the mainstream news. Because the next area we're going to cover, a lot of the mainstream medias have covered parts of the disputed South China Sea, but not to the extent that it's for its due justice.
No, not at all. I agree. I think one of the major problems with mainstream media is they only cover what's going to get them the views and the likes, which is sad. It
Now, don't
really
get us
is.
wrong. We also want and are looking for views and likes, but that's not our main purpose. Our main purpose is to bring information to light that people are not covering, things that you wouldn't even have expected or even have thought of to be a problem are problems that are going on.
If I can add to that a little bit, I also think that like mainstream medias are very biased and they try and like only talk about stuff that like fits or helps the agenda that they're trying to push.
Yeah,
And
we
our
know.
agenda is pushing out information to individuals who don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and we know all about them pushing their agenda. Look at YouTube, guys. YouTube is removing our likes and comments from our videos so they don't get very much. It's crazy. I even contacted them and they said, "Oh, they're not genuine likes or views." Like Rocket Scholar in here is one of our viewers and it removed his like, saying he wasn't a genuine person. My grandma and my girlfriend, it wouldn't even allow them to like our video.
And one of our previous commenters in our last video, they were banned from being able to comment anymore.
Yeah.
And they were a genuine person.
Yeah, with great information too. They had amazing information.
Now, what we're going to cover in the South China Sea primarily focuses upon the Philippines, where China is exerting their quote unquote muscular force and their coastal navy, aka their Coast Guard, and attacking small shipping vessels, small fishing vessels as a show of force and trying to claim this for themselves in open shipping lanes.
Should we show them the video?
Absolutely.
You guys, this is crazy.
This was one of the fishing, I believe this was a shipping vessel. They're trying to stop and buffer that smack, and you can hear that hard thong. And now China, if you guys don't know what that big old bulbous thing is on top, believe that that is their GPS, and they're now trying to attack their radar to basically make them, in lack of better terms, dumb and blind on the sea.
Yeah, look
And
at that.
for
They
all
are
those
directly targeting that.
for all those who are ship captains or do know about things of the sea, those are vital in how you navigate, at least in today's age. Now they're trying to break through the glass. Good luck.
Yeah, they're not breaking through that, but it's the fact that they're trying. These people are scared. They're hiding in the cabin. Scared.
You may not think a force of water being shot as a ship is a big deal. Guys, water's not meant to be in a ship. The ship's meant to float on the water. You shoot enough water at a ship, you're going to sink it.
Do they not have like a way to like filter the water when they like build the ships to get out
They
in case?
they do, but you have to think, if they're attacking your major electronics, bro, what's to say they're not going to take that out?
Well, he's talking about the bilge pump. That's within the base of the vessel, but even those can be overrun. You have too much water, the bilge pump's not going to be able to pump out enough water. Or if it's, most of them are electronic bilge pumps. You short out that electric bilge pump, now you can't bilge anything.
Yeah, that's
And
why
the
I said
ship's
if
gonna
you're
sink.
attacking a major electronics, then we'll take that right away.
I've even seen a dive vessel end up getting its back end pushed down too far because it accidentally forgot to lift up its anchor. It dragged the ship down, overloaded the bilge pump, and then shorted out the electricity, and the ship sank.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to comment on what ship it was,
Yeah,
but I know them.
Ugh.
May or may not have been off the coast of South Florida.
You know what's funny is they're saying a big thing about China over the sea is the estimated 11 billion barrels of untapped oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas.
Yeah, it's a grab for resources.
That's what most wars are over.
I mean, we even covered China buying up billions of dollars in gold. That's a major resource.
Yeah, definitely check out our BRICS video, guys. Like I said earlier in the video, it's absolutely insane.
There was one more thing I wanted to cover with this. Oh, no, we decided to scrap that video. You can X this part of that out.
What about we could talk about in satellite imagery is showing China's increased efforts to reclaim land in the South China Sea by physically increasing the size of islands or creating new islands altogether. In addition to into piling sand onto existing reefs, China has constructed ports, military installations, and airships or airstrips.
So for the Philippines, they are a scuba diver's wet dream. Their reefs and wildlife and aquatic life are beautiful and gorgeous for those who don't dive. And China is just taking sand and just dumping it on the reefs, destroying the life, destroying the ecosystems for land grabs, for the claiming of sovereignty over these pieces.
I mean, if you think about it,
That's
though,
gonna
that's smart. That's extending your territory without claiming, like, having to go to war with somebody, basically.
that's also an ecological disaster.
Oh, 100% global warming. But,
We can't talk about that, remember?
no, they tried to BS us last time we did. It was crazy.
Is that something that the US could do as well? Like, could we start building more islands off of Hawaii to
We
get more land
absolutely
just like
could.
China's doing?
We absolutely could.
Yeah, you could increase the land mass of the current Hawaiian Islands. One of the big issues with trying to do that or trying to make a new island out there is that as you leave slightly off the coast of any of the Hawaiian Islands, it just drops. Shit's deep as shit.
So they would need like a whole lot of sand to be able to do
It's
that.
deep as shit. Sorry, guys. That made me giggle.
Give me one sec. I'm gonna bring this to light real quick. Let me go look for a topographical map of the Hawaiian area.
And I can't pull it up. Yeah, I can. Never mind. I'll edit it out. Also, hey, this is something big we can talk about while you're doing that. In response to China's assertive presence in the disputed territory, Japan has sold military ships and equipment to the Philippines and Vietnam to improve their maritime security capacity and to deter Chinese aggression. That's big.
I'm just gonna speak it out because it's gonna take a little bit for me to get this to you. But for example, just off the coast of Maui, it's close to about 2,000 feet deep.
Damn.
And that's right off the coast?
That's just right off the coast.
That's crazy.
That is the tallest. No, I'm sorry. 1,000 feet is the tallest.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like super deep there. So it would be pretty hard for them to build new islands or extend the current Hawaiian Islands if they wanted to.
Mr. Beast could do it.
And I'm gonna double check that right now because I'm not sure if that map was 100% accurate.
So I'm assuming
I'm
it's a lot shallower in the water where China's doing it.
Yes. So I picked up the actual GPS nautical charts area, and Yep, that's the highest peak. Those were the highest peaks that I found in that area. It goes down to 14,000 feet just off the coast.
Yeah, that's. You could still do it, but it wouldn't be worth it at that point. You're better off just attacking a country and taking their territory.
Yeah, but like attacking, like I'm talking like in terms of the US, like that's just not something that the US does, is like attack, at least not anymore. They don't like attack countries and take over. Or
No,
more
we
about like
just
helping other countries.
well, technically we do in the sense of we create an coup, an uprising, and then control their leader and make them do deals with us. And
Yeah, but we
stuff.
don't actually like own the land and take it over.
Correct.
Yeah, no.
Like I'll give you another example. The deepest part that I can see in the Pacific right now, between the continental United States and Hawaii, is 20,000 feet.
That's not bad.
The quantity of sand that you would need to be able
Yeah,
to build islands in that
where are they
depth.
even getting the sand from?
Yeah,
China's been
that's
doing a lot of digging, guys. They've been doing a lot of digging in their country.
probably looking for natural resources and just taking that extra stuff and just pouring it there. So
Or building tunnels.
Yo, I would not doubt that for real. I wouldn't doubt that. That is the best way to combat a war.
Now, on the positive side of China, I do want to say this as well. There is a desert out in northern China, and they are going to extreme measures to try and reforest that area.
That's good.
They are digging trenches and dropping trees and trying to claim back some of that land that's been desertification, I believe is the term. Which great for them, like kudos to you. But stop messing with international waters.
Yeah, you can't claim international waters. Yeah, this is I have a friend that's
Well,
in China, and they told me that they're preparing students over there for war. Like
You mean like
that's
we used to do right before World War II?
yeah, that is information I don't have verified, but that's what they told me is that they're preparing them and getting them ready.
I can verify that Russia is absolutely doing that.
They told me China is, and they are 100% Chinese.
well, that honestly, that sounds like a smart thing to do. I don't know why the U.S. isn't doing that because it sounds like any time now we could be going to war, and
The
it's
U.S.
better
is
to be prepared for it and then not have to end up going to war versus like not preparing for it and then all of a sudden you have to go to war and you're just not ready at all.
Well, you also have to remember our government is definitely bought out by some of these countries, and they're training us for LGBTQ and BLM and all this bullshit that
That's true. That stuff's not really going to help us in a war, though.
I don't think they're really too worried about it. They're definitely sold out, 100%.
My response was going to be, have you met our current administration and what's going on? There are so many distractions that mainstream media that is out in the news to distract us from what's actually going on, that you yourself are a rather educated individual and didn't even know 1/4 of what we're mentioning today until we started to bring it up, which is why we asked you to come.
Yeah. Well, and that's a part of the reason that like I got into this podcast or this channel or whatever and like started listening to it in the first place is because you guys are covering stuff that I didn't know, which like was very intriguing and got my attention.
Which is scary, though, considering you are in school.
Yeah, they don't cover any of this in school.
That's what I'm saying.
At least the
why
school that
they
I
should
attend.
be. They should be.
Most schools aren't.
I don't know one that is. Let's be serious. Can anybody in here name one school that's covering this? Any of this?
The Naval Academy?
That's military, though.
You said name a school. West Point? That's 2.
Yeah, but that's not like you're not graduating from your local high school and just getting
are you
a
talking about
scholarship to go there.
Are you talking about all global conflicts or just the conflicts that you're covering right now?
Like basically anything. What
Well,
is your
because I know a lot of I know you've already made it like an episode on this, but a lot of universities do cover the Hamas, Palestine, Israel situation with
Yeah,
like a
but
whole bunch of protesters and stuff.
that's because they're trying to create an uprising. They're trying to already embed the bullshit that they're sold out to into kids' heads.
They're trying to sow division, is what I think Keymaster is trying to portray.
Divide and conquer. Corrupt as many people as you can, and you can fool them with anything you want. How many people have you seen in your school that could see something with their own eyes, Rocket Scholar, and believe what they're told over what they see?
A lot of people, like way
Yes.
too many to name, way too many to count.
That's what they're doing. And they'll be able to do whatever they want because people are going to be literally walking idiots.
Or as some of the individuals that I know like to call them, sheeple.
Yes, literally, they're creating sheeple, and it's very scary. And now they're starting to arrest and go after people that they can't BS.
On a slight side note to that, there was a woman recently arrested in somewhere in the East Coast for requesting too many, or for putting in too many requests of information for the Freedom of Information Act.
Which is
And
crazy.
their local city stated that it was putting too much of a strain on government officials to send her this information.
That's scary. That is actually scary. Very, very scary.
And that was just over the last couple of days that I heard this and there was an interview with that particular woman. Also, it's not a young person. She's 78 years old.
You're going to go after a 78-year-old woman for trying to get information. Oh, we need a civil war. That was my grandma, bro.
Can't say that.
I fucking can. We need one. Seriously, this shit is getting out of hand. You're going after people's grandmas, bro? That's a fucking grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean you can't say that? Isn't that protected under the First Amendment?
It is, but they don't give a shit. They don't follow our amendments or anything like that. They don't follow the Constitution. They don't give a fuck.
It could be considered inciting.
Fuck them, dude. You want to come to my house? Come to my fucking house. Seriously. Send your FBI and CIA agent over here, and I'll gladly tell them to get the fuck off my property at the front door. That's where I'm at. Now, am I going to go and start a civil war? Absolutely the fuck not. I don't want violence. But it's getting to the point where we're losing our country. And right in our shit, it says, if you have the power to do, you should do. That is the fucking truth. That's literally what it says. If you are a capable man, you need to do what you need to do for your country. Like I said, I am not going to start a civil war at all. But do I personally think that it's almost time for one? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Are either of you guys going to disagree with that?
No, I agree 100% with what you just said. I think that, once again, like, I agree, like, we're not going to start a civil war, but I think it's very important that we should be ready for one if one breaks out.
Absolutely. Now, guys, do not go and start a civil war because of what the fuck I just said. Hold your ground, vote right, go to your community centers and vote. Pay attention to what's going on in your local area, your country, your city, all that. Pay attention to your state and vote. That's where we stand our ground, is we vote, not violence.
I'm just trying to formulate what I want to say because I don't disagree with you.
Most don't.
Our topic was supposed to be sticking on to global conflicts, and I was purposely trying to avoid mentioning too many things about the current administration, the current
But that's a global conflict.
ongoings.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of ties into everything.
But you are correct, it does. And as we progress over the next couple of years, things within the internal of the United States are only going to get worse.
Dude, if we make it, a couple years, if we make it that long.
Which is why we're covering global conflicts, because it's not just things going on within the US. It's not just things going on within Russia or within Ukraine or within Israel or within Mexico or within the Yemen area or within Iran or Pakistan or Myanmar or the South China Sea or Taiwan or North Korea. Guys, I could just keep literally just spouting out countries' names that are currently engaged in conflicts. At what point do we not say that this is a global conflict? At what point do we not say that we are currently already engaged in a world war? I was trying really hard not to mention that today, but given everything that we're currently showing you, I, in good conscience, can no longer state that we are not currently within the precipice of a third world war.
You know what I
Yeah, I
find?
think
Continue.
One more thing to add to that. The United States has already put into law a new draft from the ages of 18 to 27. You are now mandatory, whether you are male, female, or transgender. There is no longer a line there. There is, they act it, you are going to war.
Yeah,
really
and if you don't, you go to prison.
even women are
They're
in the draft
trying.
now.
They're trying to pass a thing right now that's going to include women.
It is currently sitting, if I'm not mistaken, at the House of Representatives right now,
They will pass it.
waiting to be signed for law.
Yeah, they will pass it.
And it will get passed.
If that gets passed, and then people like if that doesn't tell you that we're gearing up for war, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
Like, I've avoided even mentioning the quantity of troops that are being restationed, moved around, deployed to certain areas. I didn't even want to cover the F-35s that are now currently sitting in underground bunkers on the border of Poland. I didn't even want to cover what the Polish prime minister is flipping shit right now. You've got Holland's prime minister flipping shit. I didn't even want to touch about the things that are going on in Europe. I didn't even want to talk about the protests, the conflicts, the killings, the murders all going on within England. I wanted to try to keep it with simple global conflicts, but unfortunately, fellow intellects, I cannot. I cannot sit silent and not include the rest of this into this podcast, because it is not just the pieces we're mentioning today. There is so many intricate, tiny little pieces that are going on that the world is just being blinded by, and enough is enough. Y'all need to know about this, because shit is about to hit the fan.
Yeah.
I think it kind of already has.
No,
No,
it's just
this is
starting.
not shit hitting the
Definitely
fan,
getting a
my
lot
guy.
worse.
This is just starting.
Right now, we have internet, we have power, we have food. You can go to your grocery store and grab nearly whatever the fuck you want.
If you can afford it.
Here's one for you.
So, wait, do
With
you think
all
it'll
of
be
these-
like?
With all of these things going on, what's the gas price at?
High as shit.
United States just let their deal with Saudi Arabia lapse. It was a 50-year contract to sell petrol with the dollar. Gone. That is $1.7 billion in trade. Gone. Why aren't our gas prices going up?
Well,
Shit.
we're right now we're straight emptying our backup. That's why.
Why doesn't anybody care about it? Why doesn't anybody talk about it?
Because they don't fucking tell people.
Precisely.
They're not out there blatantly telling everybody, "Hey, we're fucking draining our fucking reserves every day. We're going to have nothing left." Like they're not out there fucking telling people.
I heard a theory that they're keeping gas prices so high is because they want people to get electric vehicles instead and convert to that. They don't want people to continue using gas.
That's a part of it too. Why? You can shut down everybody's electric car. Just full control.
In 2035, there's been a law put into place that all vehicles will be mandated to have a shut-off built into their system that police can just turn off.
I won't drive an electric car. You can kiss
It's
my fucking
all
ass.
vehicles by 2035. But
I won't buy a new one. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point, at some point you might have to though.
They would fuck you. No, I won't. I don't have to do a fucking thing. Dead ass. I will not do that. I promise. You will stick me in prison for the rest of my life before I give you that control over my shit. Unless you're fucking buying it, you can fuck yourself.
At that point, you're going to have to become a machinist and be able to machine your own parts when things break because parts won't be available.
That's fine. Got a whole shop. Fuck them. I'll weld fucking parts for and create parts for every motherfucker I know.
And then getting hold of the raw material is going to be the next increasingly large issue.
Yeah, because they'll put caps on that and not allow people to do it that don't have licensing. And yeah, I know it'll turn into a shit show.
Well, I feel like if they're trying to if they're trying to make it so these parts like can't be made, and then you just start selling all these parts, I feel like the FBI is gonna just show up at your door.
I'll tell them to get the fuck off my property.
Another Waco incident waiting to happen.
Seriously, I will move to Texas just so I have to stand my ground law. Not even joking.
Gotta be careful with Texas nowadays. Texas is requiring a whole bunch of shit nowadays, all
Yeah.
revolving around your driver's license. Oh, and to add insult to injury, I don't know if either one of you had seen or heard about this, but a new law is going into effect on election day, mind you, that all cattle or animals that cross state lines will now need to have a tracking chip.
Oh, that's weird, dude.
Why
Well,
is that?
Pay attention to
So,
what people are eating and shit, bro. You can shut that down quicker than fuck.
Bush tried enacting this years ago and it got shot down. Now they're trying to do it again. They're trying to say that the reason behind it is because they want to track where illnesses are coming from and that they're able to backtrack it to the original farm that it originated in.
And you
Here's
know
the thing to
that'll
that.
pass because people are straight scared of shit after COVID.
But here's the thing to that too. A disease broke out on some cattle a couple years ago, and within 48 hours, no chips, they were able to backtrack it to the 7 farms that it came from.
Yeah. It's just,
Wasn't there like a disease that broke out recently in Mexico from like an
The
animal?
bird flu,
Yes.
yeah, that's their excuse.
yeah, I already seen somebody prove through articles that whatever his name is that lied about everything to do with COVID already had plans
Fauci?
and had plans and documentation to create and start a bird flu. I've seen
Yeah,
the
that sounds like
documentation
something. That sounds
somewheres.
like something he would do.
Yeah, I seen the documentation somewheres. I'll have to find it and show you guys it at a different time. But I seen it.
We do apologize for completely going off track from our global conflict tracker, but there was just some information that we absolutely needed to impart to you before we cover our final country.
No, we have 2 more.
Which,
Oh, no, we don't. Never mind. Sorry,
nope,
guys.
we are on
I'm an
our
idiot.
last one.
I'm an idiot.
And this is a very unique, interesting one. And we chose to save it for last because there's already been some stuff talked about with Taiwan. For those of you who don't know about the electronic side of Taiwan, Taiwan is the #1 conductor or country in which superconductors are built. Superconductors are used for every single solitary piece of electronic across the globe. China is trying to take control of it in some form or another.
Well, that's
They've
because
had
they've already proven that
multiple.
China has issues creating its own military chips.
Yes. China's already sent several forces to do mock battles on how to take over Taiwan. The US has stepped in and tried to give some support. They've put some ships out there. They've increased the presence within the Philippine Sea. And that is another major global hotspot that is ready to ignite at any point.
China already said they're going to take it.
And Taiwan said, absolutely, fuck you, no. And so
Yeah,
NATO countries are trying to help support Taiwan as best they possibly can with whatever means that they possibly can in order to try and mitigate that issue as much as possible. There you go. Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing.
65% and 90% of the most advanced chips. 90%, that's huge.
Well, didn't the U.S. Start making their own
So
semiconductor chips?
the US is starting to build factories in Arizona and started to create it for the purpose of tooling them to pull the chip construction from Taiwan to mainland US.
Didn't they already like straight ready the buildings with C4 to blow it if China comes?
I heard that. I don't know if that's been confirmed, but I do know what has been confirmed, that Taiwan does have the capability to remotely disable all of their hardware, software, and anything included or necessary for building those
Well,
chips.
if
Yeah,
they
straight
blow
kill
up,
switch.
if they blow up the buildings with C4, how is everyone going to get their semiconductors then? If they
They're
just
not.
blow up the whole thing,
But we'd rather blow it up than have China have it.
That's why they're trying to build the
that's true.
semiconductor facilities in the
Okay.
United States, but they're not getting built fast enough. And so let me give you a little bit of a little bit of foreplay here. If you stop semiconductors from coming from Taiwan tomorrow, and you activate the semiconductors in Arizona, let's say that they're fully built, ready to roll, you still have those conductors needing to get into the market. It's not like it's going to be able to be there on day one.
No,
You
you
still
gotta
have to do the
strike
shipping and
deals.
So
logistics of it.
it's a process.
It's a process.
Wait, well, the shipping would be easier if they just said, fuck this, and we want to do it through the military.
Now you're putting an extra large amount of strain on the military, who's already logistically covering all over the globe to be the police for these little hotspots going on.
That's true. And then on top of that, we're inciting a draft because people literally aren't even joining our military.
Well,
Yep,
that's
they did
because
not
that's
meet.
yeah, well, that's because like the military keeps posting stuff on like LGBTQ and Pride, and just no one wants to join the military because that's some weird stuff that they're posting.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. That's a valid point. Who wants their commanding officer to be parading around, here, try to kill this person. I'm going to train you to kill somebody. Check out my dress. No one? No offense, but I ain't going to take advice on
Yeah.
how to kill a motherfucker and protect my own life and my unit's life from a fucking dude in a dress. I'm not doing it. I don't care. Call me whatever you want, dude. I'm not doing that. I want some battle-hardened, ready motherfucking badass motherfucker teaching me how to do that shit. Straight up.
Yeah, you want strength, pride, valor, intelligence,
Uh,
knowledge, integrity.
Well, they have a lot of pride, but nothing else.
You're not wrong there.
Yo,
As a matter of fact, let me go pull out a document from my
That's
files
going-
real quick.
that's going on our shorts. That was fucking awesome.
Let's see. Trying to see the exact wording on here. Unfortunately, I think it's in a document that I do not have at the ready. They want us to be loyal to our country, and we are loyal to the country. Not when our country is currently causing mass problems.
No, what I'll say is I'm loyal. I'm loyal to my country, not my government. Because we are the fucking people.
I agree with that.
We are the fucking people. They work for us. And the faster they realize that, the better the fuck off we're going to be.
It is our military is supposed to stand for something. It has morals. It's supposed to have morals.
We ain't got fucking morals in our military.
Supposed to be
But
duty, integrity, ethics, honor, courage, loyalty. I'm missing one.
this
Where
goes
did
to
I
our
put
vets
it?
out there. Thank you for our service. Please protect us. Seriously, please. Took an oath. Foreign and domestic.
As a matter of fact, I did. Unfortunately, I was sent home much earlier than initially intended. But I did take an oath, and I hold on to those documents because they mean everything to me. They are near and dear. And
Yeah.
I sit here and look at the direction that we're going, the direction that our commander-in-chief is putting us in, and I have to near question reality at some point.
Hang on, I'm gonna cut in there. Actually, I mean, this might. I don't know if you can call this like a conspiracy theory or whatever. I don't know if it's proven as a fact, but I don't think our commander in chief is really calling the shots. I feel like there's definitely someone like behind the scenes that's calling it, that's doing everything. Because our current president like can't even form a proper sentence.
I 100% agree with that. I really do.
And yet, our previous president, they were trying to throw the book at him and saying that he was unfit for office.
Yeah, but now our new president is so unfit. They said he's unfit to even be charged for anything he's doing, but fit to run the president, fit to run the country.
Yeah.
Somebody else is running it. Don't mark me on this, guys. Obama is what I truly think. I'm not even playing games. I really do think it's Obama.
a lot of people. I mean, it's not fact, of course. It's just speculation. But a lot of people are saying that this is Obama's third term.
I think so too. I remember back in the day when Obama said, if I could get somebody to let me run the country again, I would. He literally said that out loud. I literally remember that.
Yeah.
That's crazy that he would say that.
He literally said that. You can look that shit up on the internet. He legitimately said, if I could get a president to let me run the country again, I would.
Well, and that's super scary considering how badly he messed up the country during his first two terms.
Dude, he fucked us right up. He divided our country like I've never seen.
Yeah, we haven't been this
Ever.
divided since like the first Civil War.
Mm-hmm. Literally. I would personally say it's just as bad. People just aren't as America as they used to be. You know what I mean? They're not like, yeah, we're not dealing with this shit. Let's fucking get it. They're not like that anymore. They're like, oh, what's on my cell phone?
Distraction, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
To reference the fall of the Roman Empire, you're basically looking at it.
Yeah.
Distraction with sports. Sports aren't even sports anymore. Now they're considered media, meaning that they can now be what's that term, Shui? You're in sports more than I am.
So basically what they did is they changed sports to something else to where now it can be like the WWE, like scripted and faked and stuff like that. So, which I don't understand how the fuck you can gamble on that. That should be illegal.
I saw it. Well, this might be a little off topic. Well, it's in the topic of sports, but I saw a headline yesterday that said the NFL team, the Buffalo Bills, are helping make a gay football league.
Cool.
To
be honest, dude, I'm cool with that. Seriously, I don't see a problem with that. Like, gay football league, cool. Go support your local gays at your football game. I have no problem with gay, trans, bi, lesbian, nothing. I have a problem with the movement because they're targeting children. Other than that, you be you and be happy.
I agree with that.
Yeah, you be happy. You be you.
Yeah.
You love who you want to love.
Yeah.
Do we get back onto Taiwan? You want to start? Well, we already started to talk about it. So what do you want to go into with?
I mean, we covered a lot of what we wanted to cover with Taiwan because it's
show them the
all
videos.
about. Oh yeah, Oh yes, the important videos from Taiwan. That is a Chinese military vessel.
Yeah, right there.
That is currently being watched by the Taiwanese Coast Guard. And an important thing that happened over the weekend, if I'm not mistaken, it was on the 15th. was China has sent out an electronics monitoring vessel, which is what you see currently right there. You might want to mute this video.
I already did. Already muted.
That is a Chinese. That is not a monitoring vessel. That is a destroyer, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure
And
that is
if I'm not, no, I think the other one was a frigate, and that's a destroyer. We're rolling around the coast of Taiwan over the weekend. Guys, you can stop the video there. That's the most important pieces to go over. Things are getting absolutely out of hand, and most of the American populace has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Most of the globe doesn't really know what's going on.
Just so you guys know, this whole area we did not cover. This is also conflicts. Whole area.
Those are the additional conflicts. We covered some of what's going on in Africa in a previous video, but
Check it out.
we did not cover any of the civil wars or the revolutions that are going on in Africa, because those are quite intricate. They are very complicated to analyze there, just due to the countries that are involved. And I will tell you that some of those countries involved, we covered on another video when why is there a battle for Africa?
Yeah, check that video out. For real. It'll give you a lot about what's going on here.
There's also some countries in here that they did not talk about that are not listed, such as Guyana.
What I don't understand is why is none of what's going on in like the uprising in France and stuff like that not on here?
Same reason why the skirmishes with the individuals in England isn't being covered.
Yeah, I'm probably just scared of fucking people in America seeing what the other countries are doing and doing the same thing.
You know, a lot of the other conflicts that are going on in South America aren't on there. These are the quote unquote major conflicts that are going on. But there are conflicts in I would say every country, but in most of the countries across the globe right now.
Yeah, I
What
agree.
But
what
remember, folks,
classifies a conflict as a major conflict?
I believe a conflict versus a major conflict is the quantity of individuals involved and the impact it has on that particular nation and on the global stability at large.
Okay, that makes sense.
That does make sense. If we're wrong just on anything, just remember, comment below. We will reply to your comment 100% of the time.
And if we've misstated anything in our videos, please do comment below. We absolutely try to keep things as factual and on point as possible. We may have misspoken somewhere or seen something. If you have additional information to add, please, we are more than welcoming to read what you've got, look into it, and give our, I would say 2 cents, but due to inflation, our 25 cents.
Yeah, I know. 50 Cent ain't even worth himself anymore. Crazy times. So do we end it here?
I was going to ask you if Rocket Scholar has anything he'd wanted to ask or any questions.
I think I just about covered everything.
Well, folks, thank you very much for joining us on another episode. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on another day of the Intellect In. We appreciate you all. Thank you for those likes and subscriptions we've gotten so far. For those of you who haven't, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Thank you for all the comments in our last video. We hope to see some additional ones in our upcoming one.
The Intellect In out with Rocket Scholar.
Thank you again, Rocket Scholar, for coming to join us.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you. All right. Peace.